All right, guys, welcome back. It's been a while. We missed y'all. We had a lot that has transpired in the time since we've been on last. The great thing is you guys really don't know the time lapse because it's when we post and when you see it. But for us, it's been a few interesting couple months. So we had another breakup. Let's get straight to it. We had another breakup. This one was almost we had about 30 days no communication, right? Well,
Mhm,
like we weren't together. I
mhm.
should say we had communication within the 30 days, the first week or two, and then we just went our separate way for a little bit. But the whole purpose of me to me is the reality and the truth of how relationships, have their ebb and their flow. And we're not the only couple that experiences this. This is why we bring it to you. So we want to, talk to you honestly and genuinely about how couples go through breakups and then get back together, why you get back together, why we don't repeat the same things that we uh, that separate us,
Mm,
and how we work on it, right? So uh the title of this is New Beginnings, thanks to baby. So we just kind of want to go through what separate us real quick briefly, and then what we both kind of went through while we were separated, her on her end, me on my end, and then what we, how we came back together in order to have a new beginning and realize that, she's my person and I'm her person. And this is not something that we're going to continue to do by no means. But it just was the process to get us to this part where we are now. As we told you guys from the beginning, we love each other. We know that, but love is not enough. We have to work on the other aspects to make it everything it needs to be. So therefore, love can be the foundational, which it is for us. That's why we're back together. And then we're growing into the other aspects so we can make sure we really build a stable structure of a relationship. So, baby, I started off by, introing them. I'll let you kind of go into your.
Thank you, babe. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. We're back together again. I don't know how many times it's gonna happen again, but I'm fully aware and I'm fully ready for anything gonna happen. Because when you accept any kind of choice, and if you believe you are responsible about everything you choose, you are responsible about your behavior. You are responsible about anything is gonna happen, which is under your control or not. So about two of us, I think the reason we wanted back to each other because we really felt we are so connected to each other first. The connection we had, it didn't break. The connection we had, it's still was there and is growing and growing and it's crashed us like it's like even when we was thinking about someone else, when we was to go for another date or anything, I'm talking about myself
Mhm,
because I had some requests
mhm.
from someone and which is I told him already. Something it just didn't allow to me to go out of this. Something is just still was there, which is I was ready to stay there, feel it, and because that was not painful for me. The pain was still so um, it teach me a lot of things. The pain was nice. It still remind me to him. So I want to say,
Let me be clear. I think
mm,
you're saying the pain of us separating was still
mm,
there
mm, mm,
present as you were trying to potentially talk to someone else or engage someone else potentially, right?
mhm,
You still felt connected to me in that
yeah,
and that pain of loss of me. The same for me, for you. When I was talking to someone else, you know, if potentially I couldn't do it fully because I was still thinking about you.
yeah,
And that's what you're saying. You were still thinking about me, even though
yeah,
we were separate. Okay. Just make sure.
yeah, and I was thinking about like if I decide to change my life, if I decide to grow, if I decide to be a different person, I have to act like different person. You cannot looking for a relationship like a perfect relationship, amazing relationship, and I want to grow in relationship with my partner and still same person with the same habits, with the same character, with the same actually design, the brain design you have is not possible. And love, when the love is coming, it helps to you can change much more better than before. The connection we had is full of love and decision to grow. We still have sometimes arguing about something simple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But every day is a for me with Mark is a new day. Every day. And every argue we had, I think maybe very rare times happen again
Hmm.
because we really dive inside this arguing to find the root of
Hmm.
this. It's not just like, no, I don't like it. And I said, okay, we really discussed about where it comes from this arguing, this negativity, this like opposite side. Why you don't like it? Why I don't like it? Because this is actually not arguing. This is actually like we want to find the stability next to each other, and we are two different persons. We love each other, okay, we are connected, but still we have a different brain for decision, for situation, for new situation together. Now the same situation has happened for us in a single life. Now it's happened for us in as a couple. So how we can communicate that moment? We have to really listen to each other, and it's beautiful. We argue together, but I love it. I love arguing with him because we decide. It's all about it, like your decision. Y- I decide to argue with you because I want to know you much more better, because I want to know myself much more better, because we want to help our relationship. So I just felt the relationship I had with Mark, which is that was too much challenging, much more than any relationship I had in the period of time which is short, but that was it makes me feel I am in relationship with someone. It's not just dating, it's not just to see going coffee shop and back home, it's not just one night stand. It's like that was like, oh, I'm connected, I really do something in relationship for my partner to do, to change, to feel. It's like a heartbeat, like sometimes up, sometimes down. This is the reason you can call this is heartbeat for this is living actually. And I just want to say we had so challenging relationship, but
No, we have and have a challenging relationship like anybody does when you're trying, like you said earlier, you said a great point. You're you, I'm me, two individuals trying to come together, two cultures, opposites,
yeah,
Iranian, American,
yeah,
Islam,
yeah,
me, not really religious,
yeah,
right? And we're trying to merge these two beings.
yeah.
So it's going to be challenging, but like you said, we're connected on such a deeper level that we understand we're working through the ego,
Mm,
as everybody does, no matter from Iran,
mm, mm, mm.
US, Canada, Europe.
Yeah,
Uh, we're working through fears.
yeah.
Anybody does, any human
But
does.
let us say, oh, well, forget you know me. Think back to first podcast we had, that moment I was a person, because now after like 3 months, I'm totally different than the person you can see at the first podcast. I always wanted to explain, and I wanted to push everyone. If you go to a relationship with the Asian girl, Muslim girl, When you are an American guy or open-minded guy, when you go to relationship with another country like Muslims, this and that, it's it's different, it's hard, it's this. My mindset was like, there is a huge difference between you go to relationship with Muslim or you go to relationship with not Muslim. Now I want to say, after this challenging, which is I know myself much more better than before because of this relationship, because of this challenging, I learned no religion, close mind, family, society, they are just from your past. They can affect you, but they cannot be a reason to avoid you for good relationship because there is has some rules.
To deter you from a good relationship or to move you from a good relationship to avoid, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say, don't think because you are comes from a close mind relationship, close my family, close my country or people or group of people or this and that, you cannot have a good relationship or you have to go to same person, same religion, same. I don't want to say this is bad to choose a person like same like your religion. I want to say, don't think because you are comes from there you cannot be in relationship with these people because there is a rules which is never change in relationship. It doesn't matter where you are comes from, which religion, which group of people you are. There is something you have to work on it behind the religion, behind the close minding, behind. If you want a good relationship, if you want a good connection, if you want a good actually the journey of your relationship to grow for good, for successfully, you have to work. And this is saying for everyone, for every religion, for every person, man or woman. And this is the rules is about work on yourself, communication, and learn how you can communication and try to learn, try to accept. Am I right?
I mean, you are, but it's like you try to teach people, and we want to.
This is the thing that's happened for me,
Well, yeah, yeah,
because
baby.
I was so stuck into my thought about religion, which is important.
It
You
is,
just understand that reason I said this because I comes from this, but
and that's honest. I mean, but that's the thing about it, and I'm glad we're having this right
yeah,
now because it's honest, it's pure, it's who you were. It's, again, this the whole in English is it's a theory of thought where you talk about is it nature versus nurture or nurture versus nature,
mm,
right? So nature versus nurture. Is it the outside things or is it the cultural way in which you kind of grew up that dictates
mm,
your ability to be, right? So what you experienced and what you had to work through, what we have to work through as a couple,
yeah,
and I'm glad you are. It's only been 3 months, so again, not say it's only been 3 months because it's a there. You have evolved, and I'm sure they would say, leave me your comments, please, and let us know if you see changes in her as in me from our first post to now. But there's still evolution that has to happen, right? And
mm,
I think being okay and giving yourself what we call giving yourself grace, giving yourself space, giving yourself the freedom to grow and evolve and through from what you knew and what you grew up in to what you're experiencing now because you have been dating someone who genuinely loves you, someone who actually cares about you. You've been single, like you said in other episodes, you've been single for 6, 7 years, 8 years or whatever it has been. And then you get me coming in with, like you said, with all my ideologies and thoughts and philosophies, not to say right, wrong, and different, just mine,
yeah,
right? So yeah, you're right. There is a level of, I think it's just, you're right in what you're communicating, that you have grown through it and you're growing through it still, because it's still, you can't wipe away 30 years of, you know, one way of thinking
yeah.
in 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
you can begin the process for sure, and you've done that.
Mm,
Even me, I'm 44. I
mm.
have 44 years, technically the last 10 years of how I've been thinking and acting. You know, she talked about it, but I'm gonna be straightforward with it because I have been even with her. She said, "Open mind." I am literally because there are people in the U.S. who have followed Christianity, Catholicism, Muslim, and not necessarily, just because they're from the U.S. doesn't mean they're open minded. I literally am one of those I literally, because before her, I lived a polyamorous or open lifestyle. So my mindset was different when it came to relationships and love and how I dealt with
Yeah,
my partner, right? I'm not part of the LGBTQ community, so I'm not gay. I'm not in that realm, but I'm more open minded from the standpoint of how I dealt with my ladies and my women,
yeah,
right? Um, she's monogamous. I wasn't, but I love her. So I adapted. I'm adapting to her monogamy. Also, with her monogamy, she's Islamic with a
yes.
certain structure, certain, you know what I'm saying, baseline of fundamental teaching, even though she practices how she practices, it may not be the full orthodox,
Mhm.
formal way of practice. She still holds true to the premise of Islam, right? So all these dynamics are things that we have to bring when I'm saying, hey, I used to be with women. And she's like, I don't deal with that, right?
Yeah,
And that's fine. I don't bring it to her. I've never brought it. That wasn't why we broke up, by the way, guys. I'm being very clear so you guys can understand. Well,
that was very hard.
what was very
The
hard?
first one,
What was very oh,
the first breakup, that was very hard. All the breakups, that was hard,
yeah, all the breakups are hard
Yeah,
because we
it's
were
very
separate, um, but the breakups were never based off of the ideology of or the action of me being with other women. It was never that.
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
the breakups were based off of disrespect because of how I my ego took it. She didn't disrespect me, but I had a thought of ego of disrespect based off of communication styles, right?
yes.
I mean,
Which is that was because I didn't know you enough, and
mhm,
you didn't know me enough,
mhm, mhm.
and the ego is coming as well, that moment. That was misunderstanding that moment.
And we talked about that in one of the videos already.
Yeah, the big breakup, the
Yeah, we
first
talked
one.
about that. So be clear, just so be understanding. Our when we say we have a connection and a love, it was never off of the usual money, cheating. Our breakups were never over those things.
Yeah,
Our breakups were literally over ego, my pride, her pride, her pride and ego, my pride and ego clashing because of what we believe to be the way in which we're supposed to approach this thing called a relationship. And so we had to get over that. That's why it was easy thing to come back to one another. Easy from the standpoint we
yeah,
both decided to come
yeah,
back to one another because it wasn't the blatant, oh, she goes through my phone and I'm talking to 4 or 5 girls. I got these dates set up. It wasn't the fact that she's, at the gym or, out talking to guys. And, it wasn't that. It wasn't the fact that, my money is funny, her money is funny. It wasn't that. It was literally communication. It was literally ego. And so with that, that can be adjusted. When I say that can be adjusted, that is literally two individuals who really believe in internal growth and development spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, logically, delivering that. That's why we were able to come back together.
yeah,
If it was a situation where it's lying, cheating, and all that, which we did have a little bit of lying, I will say that in there. But the lying it was in the form of, again, the protection to protect oneself based off of the previous paradigm of of how how we were raised. So that I could also see, and we both mutually understood we can adjust to that. If it was one of those where it's like you're still lusting after this guy, or you're still lusting after these women, that's a hard thing to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an immaturity level that people have to literally grow out of, and that takes time. If that makes sense, what I'm saying, right? So we've been through and we're going through and we're growing through the things that we need to grow through together. And we just want to again bring it to you guys because again, we met here in Bali, Iranian American. Go ahead, what you got to say?
No, nothing. I just think about like just 1 second anything happen in our relationship, it's just you know, like all the up and down
Mhm.
and all the things and like when you die, all of your life you see it for 1 second, and after that,
Life flashing before your eyes.
and end of the road, end of the all the things that finally I'm die, finally I'm die, and I was just thinking about like life is so simple and we just take it so serious sometimes. We just take it so hard. We just take it so, this is relationship. I have to be like this. I have to be like this. This is my partner. My partner have to be like this. You are girl. You have, it's just, we just s- kill each
Yeah,
other,
choke each other. Yeah, choke each other. Yeah, choke each other. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But it's kind of like what we were talking right before we got on to shoot this episode. You brought up a thing of you're my favorite, and I was like, and like so, but keeping it simple, like keep it simple. I told her no, I'm not. I don't want to be her favorite. I don't want to be her favorite. And this is, and you guys comment, please. I said to her, I know what she's gonna appreciate. I love her to death because I love her and I appreciate it. But it is about the word because we overcomplicate things psychologically by the words that we say and the mantras we preach to ourselves. So if she's saying I'm her favorite, what that would do to me if I was emotionally immature is now that will put me in a position where I feel like I have to constantly continue to be her favorite and do the things that are going to make me be at the top of her list. And to be quite frank with you guys, what I've realized through these past 3 months with you, and to be honest, and she knows this, she's a Gemini. Her energy, she's energetic. She's a feminine divine. Her energy goes up. Her energy goes down. When her energy goes down, she has no reason as to why her energy is going down. She has no reason why it has changed or why it has shifted, other than she just feels it, and that's fine. That's her right to do that. But when she brings that to me as someone and this is generally for most men who have done work on themselves, not every man, men have been working on, we tend to stay even keel. So when she brings that to me, I'm like, what's going on? Now, my point is by saying this, why put more pressure on each other to say I'm your favorite? I know you love me and I know she appreciates me. And I know in the moments when she feels that down emotion, I need her at that moment to remember if she feels I'm her favorite, she just needs to remember that for herself to deliver to me the best energy she can, even though she's down, as well as to herself. I'm not asking her to be perfect because remember when I told you, I said, you're okay to feel your anger and feel your frustration for whatever you feel it for. But how we act on that, especially to the people who are closest to us, especially if they're not doing anything to warrant the negative feeling, right? Meaning if they're not doing anything to bring about the negative feeling, we have to keep them at a certain level of energy where they can flow, and move, right?
Yeah.
So to keep life simple, there's no need to say I'm your favorite because what that does now in the psychology and in emotion, that now puts everybody in this state of she'll feel I told you my favorite. Well, tell me, am I your favorite? Now, if I don't say she my favorite, then she feels some kind of way. And it seems very, what we say, benign in science and all that stuff. It seems very, very insignificant, but it is very significant Because again, what you're doing to this, to the brain and to the energy of your thought is you're putting a level to this. Because otherwise, why would you just say I'm your favorite, right? Just say you're my love. Go ahead.
Okay. So you said three different things, okay, which is comes from three different sides. Okay, the first side, and this is my opinion.
Mhm.
The first side, when you don't want to be a favorite person for someone, which maybe you're just scared to be this favorite person, because you are a very responsible person in your life, and you are a person when someone has a feeling about you, you want to be there for this person, which is this girl or boy or friend or anyone. So maybe it comes from your fear to don't want to be a favorite for someone, to not be there because you want to be free, you want to travel, you don't the reason you don't want a marriage, the reason you just in relationship with me, the reason you were with a poly situation you had, maybe because you just didn't want this responsibility to be fully for one person. And when someone telling you I love you, I want you, you are my favorite person, is makes you feel like, oh, too much responsibility.
Mm-mm,
Oh,
mm-mm,
something like this.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
This is my
Let,
opinion.
let me keep your thought, please, on the
Mm,
last two. Let me
mm.
address that. That is totally that is not it, because the responsibility factor is. So what I've always said to her, and what I've always say is, I'm fully about commitment. That's why I'm okay with being in relationships. And one thing people gotta understand about being poly, you are open to give of oneself. But one thing I always say is, I always say, what I tell you from the beginning. I said, you take care of you for you, I take care of me for me, and I bring that, you bring that to us, and we're powerful together. I am all okay with the responsibility. What people do is, this is what the relationship issue is, and this is why this newer age of thought process. You talk to anybody worth their salt in psychology. It's not about I'm fully confident that I'm here for you. I'm fully confident that I'm here for you, and it's not about the fear of responsibility. I'm here for you in every way I can be. It's the same way for my daughters, it's the same way for my mother, it's the same way for my employees, it's the same way for everything that I do in my life. I have the confidence and I'm cool, but I also understand the level of I do my best to do what I can do, but it's not based off of your acceptance of it. It's not. It's based off of my responsibility of knowing who I am to you. And what I'm saying to you is because I know there's levels to everything. You're trying to break out of a complex of controlling thoughts. I'm already out of that complex and control thought. And that's where we have our differences, guys. Is because I am so open-minded. The thought is because if I don't say that I don't care. And the reality is I do care. I care tremendously. I care enough to show you at every moment. So there was a situation that happened with us when we got back together. I'm not gonna say exactly, I'll let you bring it up. I showed you my confidence. I showed you my respect and in my love in our relationship. I showed you tremendously, and you know what I'm talking about. It's not about I feel any fear because I don't have the fear. If I had the fear, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't show up because I'm like, she just gave me an out. She just gave me a reason to run. If I so no, I showed you I showed you in real time. My confidence is there. I'm telling you too, as we're together, and I'm saying now
Yeah.
when you say verbally, watch out,
Yeah.
water falls into the pool. If you say verbally these things that are going to start to put you in a, remember you said the other day, you said it so great the other day. Now, please keep your thought.
Huh.
She said this the other day, guys. She said, because things that are going on in Iran,
Yeah.
and the negative comments and negative things that she has over almost technically has almost 400,000 people following her through all of her platforms from back home in Iran. She's getting 200,000 comments from negative people because she doesn't treat the same energy that they give, that she doesn't give the same energy. And she said to me, once you identify as something, remember, once you identify, it is so hard to change someone's thought process once they identify with this thing. Remember you talked about that the other day?
Mm.
So if why do you think that it's okay? Now you are trying to tell me that if I were a lesser evolved energy of what I know I am to you and my love for you, I would take what you just said as far as I'm afraid of the response. No, I'm not afraid of responsibility. I am fully aware of the responsibility. That's why I'm telling you too, in order for us to have sustainability at a high level, like you said, keep it simple. Once you start to label the thing, label you're my favorite. You're my best. You're my number one. You're the da da da. Once you start doing that, both parties, both entities, if they both buy into that, meaning both agree to that, it becomes a level of again expectation, a level of stress, anxiety to perform at that. I am not demanding that of you because I love you. What I say, I love you. What I love you. How does Allah or God love people?
Mhm.
Unconditionally.
Mhm.
I love you unconditionally. It's not based off of you maintaining this position of seeming favoritism or best.
Mhm.
Because once you have to feel like you have to, then that's when, oh, I gotta have my body looking a certain way. I gotta have my hair looking certain. I gotta do the frontal things to make me feel like, as opposed to doing the responsible things.
Uh,
Like you said, the responsible thing.
okay.
Does that make sense? Go ahead. What do you
Yeah.
think? And I'd
No.
love to hear y'all comments on what I just said.
Here we have to remind to people Mark is a person to explain a lot, so this is very normal. Mark is a person explain a lot about everything, so it's good.
Still waters run deep.
And the reason I forget all the time what I wanted to say because he just explained too
So,
much, and I forget what I wanted to say. The second breakup we had to start because of this, because you cut me a lot and I forget what I wanted to say.
mhm.
About like you said Gemini and this and that. I think it's really not important where the same things I told you. It's not important where you from, where God comes you from, where what's your religion, what is your opinion about something, because there is a rules which is base of everything. There is a rules. It's not meaning because you are so spiritual. If you go to the roof and jump, you'll not die, because you are so spiritual, because you believe God. No, it's not about this. I'm talking
Because
about,
it's gravity.
yeah, there's a rules there. And after that, in relationship, like any kind of relationship, you have to work on yourself to know yourself, how you have to deal with this connection. You have to learn. The only way you can learn it's go through to this relationship and connection. You cannot sit and just listen to podcasts, therapists, psychic, astrologists, this and that, and you just related everything because I'm Gemini, because I'm this, because I'm that. Yeah, they can affect me when I believe it. This is gonna be work. And if I want to believe I'm Gemini, I prefer pick something is good for me as a Gemini person. So Gemini, all the Gemini, they are up and down, yes, and they are so active. They are like it's true. Like I'm a girl, and you know that I'm so active. Do sport, riding a bike. I'm so active, and my energy is too high. And sometimes this energy is really, really bother me because I have to release it. I have to do something with this. But it's not gonna be a reason to. What was the reason you said I'm Gemini? Because I'm the Gemini. I'm so up and down.
I was just bringing up the fact that because your emotions are so up and down, to try to help you with your emotional, don't lock yourself into like thought, like one to keep life simple.
Yeah.
Because your natural nature is to be so energetic,
Yeah.
be all over the place.
Yeah.
You have to help yourself with little things. Don't bring in these other little things in.
Yeah. But
I'm
I think stability and being stable, it's about everyone, you
What do
know?
you mean?
Everyone have to keep their stability. It's not about Gemini. And you, even you, sometimes you are so fire. You are fire. Okay, because he called it from Gemini. He's a fire side.
I'm a
I'm a
Scorpio.
Scorpio, and he's 100% Scorpio. 100%. Like even in the physical side, he's a Scorpio. Um, as a physical side, I'm not like Gemini. My emotion is Gemini, my energy is Gemini, but my physical is not Gemini. He's so related to Scorpio. Anyway, I want to say, is it good? It's good you are so connected with your base. It's very, he's a connected person in general to everything he wants and everything his zaw, his desire. He's so in the line with everything he wants, and this is good. But I wanted to say it doesn't matter you're Gemini or you're Scorpion or you are this and that. The rules, it's you
Principles.
have to work on yourself and
Principles.
you try. Okay, you are Gemini or you are fire, you are air, you are this. You have to learn how you can control your emotion, how you can find the way, the tools to learn how you can control it. You have to dive inside to learn.
You're absolutely correct. I totally agree with you. And even, I'm saying she's Gemini, I'm Scorpio. Once you understand where you are, you can know where you're trying to go. And so it's not just trying to label it as she gets back for the bird flying behind us. We're not again because I do believe once you like she said once you identify as something, then you get locked into that thing. Yeah, I know that yes, technically Scorpio, all that great stuff. The same reason why I said ego. Her biggest phrase for me is I'm a narcissist, and she's absolutely correct. There's a part of me that is extremely has narcissism tendencies. Um, but having an awareness of that, not allowing myself to be labeled by it, allows me to keep, like she said, things easy and simple in life, and not trying to make it complicated. Not I've been very aware over the years, as I went through therapy and as I've read books and all that, that yes, I lean more towards narcissistic tendencies. That means my ego is strong. I have moments when I don't have empathetic energy towards others. I have a very type A personality, understanding that. So that's why when we broke up, I had to take time to recognize that that was why we broke up, is because I didn't step out of that element. I literally leaned more into that element as opposed to trying to understand her. I was like, nah, she's supposed to be this way. I've done X, Y, Z. I've done this. I've done that. I'm this man. Da 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 da. And I didn't give her the respect of she's her own individual that I love and I appreciate and I respect. And I didn't give her that at the time when I should have given her that. So I came back and we said, hey, I apologize for my part that I played in this, my ignorance of leaning in towards the side of me that is good for business, good for, being a man in this world, all that stuff, but it wasn't good for her in the relationship. And so if I can say I'm sorry. If you can accept that and understand that I'm very aware and I would do my best to not allow it to happen again. Can you give me another chance to see if we can work this out? Is basically what our relation, what we talked about on this last breakup, right? And so again, they always say your best element about you can be the thing that can be the thing that makes you successful, but also can be the thing that can be your downfall. So it's a fine line between all of it. So you have to work through the processes of if you want a relationship, we're talking about relationship, that's what this platform is about. If you want your relationship to really work and blossom, but it takes, like she said, every day, it takes work. Um, but the fun thing is, and the great thing is, she makes the work easy because I mean, look at her. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. But not only that, she is really fun, and she's, you know, I will say, because I'm older and I've been through longer relationships, and I've been through more relationships. Um, this woman is so unique to me because no matter what life tries to throw at her, she continues to try to learn and bounce back from it immediately. Um, she the fight that she had to give and to be where she is right now has forced her to put up certain walls to protect herself. But the thing that I appreciate about her with me is that she's willing to allow these walls to come down, and that's not an easy thing to do in anybody's world, and anybody who had to fight the way she's had to fight to even just be where she is right now, and she's not even where she really wants to be. And so that's the other thing, because she's allowing me to come in now, and she wasn't expecting this. So, and I'm fully aware of that. And that was one of the things that for me, I had to uh, really understand when we broke up this last time. Like, she's a good one, and she's a quality one, and she's a not a good, she's a great one. Not because she's great right now. She is awesome. She's amazing. But even the woman she's going to be is going to be phenomenal. And I just am happy that she's allowing me to be on a journey with her, and giving me the space and the grace to, grow with her on this process, knowing that I'm not perfect. I'm not expecting her to be perfect. We talk about that all the time, nowhere near. Um, but the fact that we can laugh, we can really laugh, we can really joke, we can really enjoy each other. Because at the end of the day, like she said, this shit is not that serious, man. It could be over in a blink of an eye. I could have a brain aneurysm right now talking to you guys right now and be dead, and she trying to call ambulances and shit, and then all you can do with my body is either bury it or burn it, one of the two, right? And it's done. You can't hear my voice no more. I appreciate her because she makes the moment fun. She makes the moment engaging. She makes the moment exciting. And like I said, aesthetically, she's easy to look at. So I say all I had to say is, that wasn't warranted. I'm not trying to get, brownie points, nothing like that, or get, she makes love, we make love every night. That's not a problem. That's not an issue. I'm saying that because I do want her to understand that just like this is spontaneous how we speak, we don't have anything scripted or anything like that. I appreciate this young lady because she is amazing. And I do believe us merging our energies together, we can continue to build something phenomenal in this world, even if it's just for ourselves. I think that is the beautiful thing. I'm hoping that we can build something that you all can, learn from, and, kids, grandkids, kids down the road that we never even meet can hear this and learn something from. But I'm happy to be with her because I feel like I can be that. I can continue to grow that at 44, 54, 84, 104.
Ooh, thank you so much. That was meaning a lot. That was everything he said. It is not the first time actually. He told me and he showed me by his heart to me. So this is not new, but this is so lovely to someone telling you this. It's just words from the heart, and the way he just put the correct words next to each other and explain it means he works on his self a lot. And for this level of love we had, uh, we didn't do nothing like it's not meaning we spend a lot of money for, we spend time a lot, which is less, but we go through to much more time. We want to say we are only 3 months together, but You don't need to spend 10 years to finally know that you want to love this person, you want to do your best, you want be 100% for this. You can call this person your partner, you can call this person your person you love or not. I want to say it's all about your decision. And that moment you decide to be fully present in love with your partner, you start to learning. That is not easy. You just say hi to a lot of challenge because this person is going to be your mirror, not for actually your strong point, your for your weakness point. This mirror shows your weakness point. The first thing is your ego. The second thing is you're actually confident. The the reason we broke up the second time because he go through a lot with his narcissist. I go through with my confidence. I just lose my confidence, and that was too much. That moment for me. He push. He stuck for the the small things, which is he wanted uh, to explain for me. I will. That was the. I have to not to do this, but he just stuck there for that point, and I lose my confidence. I scared of maybe I don't know, maybe I'm not enough, maybe this, maybe that. And after that, I told him straight away, I'm not that woman you want. I'm not that woman I can make you happy in your life. So the mistake was m- I didn't have enough knowledge about myself. He didn't have enough knowledge about himself that moment.
No, no, no. I had enough knowledge about myself at that moment. The problem was the mirror was. So what happened was, I'll tell them what happened because I know I remember what it was. The issue was I was asking her. It was top of the new year. We just celebrated New Year. I told her she again went through her emotional downward spiral that just hit her. And that was fine to hit her, but she directed towards me. And I was saying to her, look, I have things that I don't bring to her that as her partner and as a man, sometimes I need to know that I can count on you to have me. And she was so stuck in her emotion of what she was fearful of at that time. I was saying, no, let's sit in it. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's talk about it. And it was a lot in one time, as well as what she was already feeling. Not to say what she was feeling was wrong. So I knew what the fuck. Because again, I'm 40. I'm older. I know where I'm not. I'm not a 20-year-old guy. I'm not a 30-year-old young man. I'm a 44-year-old man. I know what the fuck I mean when I say what I mean. I know what I am. She's absolutely correct. My narcissism of being like, this is what I want was there. Too aggressive. I will say that. But she's right. Her not knowing her own strength and being too weak, and then her ego took over to protect herself. She felt like she had to say, okay, this is way too much. I can't handle it. Because I was demanding of her for the things she was saying at that time. She had wrote on a board for us. She said she wants to have emotional safety. And I challenged her because I'm like, you're not giving emotional safety right now because you're too up and down. And I challenged her about that. And that was a mirror reflecting back to her. If you say you want this thing, you have to deliver this thing. And she wasn't delivering it. So that was the issue. It wasn't about what I did not know. It was exactly I knew exactly what it was, and I still stand 10 toes down. My 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 ability to give her grace, like I said, with the narcissism level that I have, I didn't give her grace because she she basically I asked her to her face, was she is this relationship done? And she said, yes, the relationship is done. When she said right before that she didn't want me to ever bring the relationship ending up. She didn't want me doing that because if I did that, then there's no return. So my narcissism and my ego, my pride took over to say, okay, if you have the heart and the tenacity to say our relationship is done, as a man, I'm going to hear you and say, okay, fine. Because you gave an ultimatum where you try to stand your ground. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna stand my ground with you. What I didn't, it took me time over the 30-day period to realize it was her fear, because she did say she could not be what I want her to be. And what she didn't realize is all I just wanted her to be was just there with me. That's it. And so that's all I wanted. But I didn't say that at that time because now my ego got confronted. And I'm like, if I'm in a fight with a guy, I'm not going to, she knows this. I said this. If I'm in a fight with a guy, ain't too many times you're going to push me in my chest, but once really. You're going to push me in my chest and be like, you want to fight? You've already let me know you want to fight
Yeah.
as a man. Once you push in my chest and you say you want to, okay, I'm coming, I'm swinging. Now, if I connect or not, that's a different thing, but I'm swinging. She fought me right there when she said, we're done. I'm not good enough. And I said, and because I asked her, are we done? She fought me. She swung on me. So as a man, I'm like, I'm not going to sit there and just let you keep firing on me. Okay, bet. I see you. I'm raise you to that level. What she felt is I was, and as a partnership with a woman, it wasn't a fight. It was her being fearful, insecure, just like I was insecure. Not that I didn't know, I was insecure from the standpoint, you're not going to test me, right?
Mhm.
That's what I was feeling. So that's what that basically boiled down to. But understand, and it's not me trying to say, I know what I know, what I know. No, because there's a level in life. It's like I got a certain amount of income status. If I walk into a bank and say I need this money or this loan, they're going to give it to me. If I tell somebody I want to buy their property they're going to give it to me because I have the income status to get it. If I'm projecting I got the income status I don't have, I walk in, they're not going to give it to me because I can't afford to get it. Facts, right? Principles. The principle is here, I have worked on myself to understand I want the responsibility of her. What I didn't understand was the dynamic of the differences in the cultural barriers, as well as the woman that she has had to fortify herself to be where she is. Now that I'm aware of that, though, I am okay with being in this relationship and recognizing when I have to lower my narcissism, lower my ego, in that moment to provide to her what she needs to grow. And she knows I'm not lying because literally a week ago we had an issue where I had to lower my ego and lower
Mm.
my mind or lower my emotions to meet her for something that could have destroyed us again. Right.
Yeah.
So I am fully aware of it's not about wanting the responsibility or not wanting or not knowing what I want. I want her, not I understand her, we're going to operate in that fashion.
Yeah.
So the breakup that we had before was not it wasn't the breakup we had before was because of her insecurity, which she was right to have.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Mine was just being like, look, you're not going to test me because if you're going to punch me, I'm gonna fight back. Period. Actually, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to say why'd you do that. No, I'm gonna fight back.
Yeah.
If I do that in the street with somebody I don't know, I'm gonna do it with someone I feel is attacking me at that time. Even if I love you. When I was on the lower level with you,
Yeah.
now we've gotten past that. So, and I understand. So that's what it is, guys. You have to call it what it is. Sometimes, like I said, I know when I fucked up, and I said, that's the thing. You gotta know when to say what I tell you the other day, real quick. I give you the platform back. Sorry, I gotta explain everything. Sorry, that's who I am because I listen to so much shit. You know that, and I learned so much shit. So it was said that the three hardest things for a human being to do, one, is to return evil with kindness, right? Or
Mhm.
return evil with love, number one. Number two, to include the excluded, to include those who are outside of the cool kids club.
Yeah.
Number three, the hardest thing for people to do is to apologize. It's the hardest thing for people to do. And I would say this for women, from my mama to my daughter, to my daughter's mother, to her, to other women I dealt with. I have seen across the board, it is the hardest thing for women to do is to apologize when they have wronged someone, knowing that they were the ones to have messed up the situation. It's one thing if it's their child. The child is different because again, that's a mother's particular kids. I'm saying when they're wrong when it comes to their man, It's very hard for a woman to apologize. She's gotten better with it. She has gotten better with it, much, much better with it. But that was the issue we were facing early on. Sorry if we're talking a little louder, but I don't know if you guys can hear. There's one thing I love about this location because it's Bali in this particular location.
Yes,
We
yes,
can be
it's
a part of
great.
the rain and not get rained on and just hear that beautiful sound.
Yeah,
Thank you for letting me have my piece, baby. But go ahead and
you're
say what you got
welcome.
to say.
Yeah, you said everything correct. We talked almost 1 hour and we have a lot of things to say because first of all, it's helped us,
Mhm.
when we're talking to you guys, it's helped us because this is kind of communication and talk in front of the camera, in front of each other for good to help people. It's not easy. So we are here
I
to
find it easy.
huh?
I find it easy.
No, it's not easy. Talking in front of the camera is not easy for everyone.
Not for everybody. For me, it is. I
Yeah.
said for me, I said I find it easy
Yeah.
because I don't hide anything. Like I'm not. It's nothing for me. That I don't. My thing is the reason why I love to meet to you and what we started with you. The reason why I call myself, if I have to label myself, that open mind mentality because I'm open. Like I'm an open book. I'm an
Yeah.
open book. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to say act like I'm perfect.
I told you don't need to be perfect
Right.
because sometimes you just need to do your best. Sometimes you just need to be enough because the capacity you choose not about perfection.
Right.
It's just about like you have to do something
But I
and
say that to say that's why it's easy to talk because
yeah.
I'm not trying to sit here and put on a front
Yeah.
for someone to feel
Yeah.
like, okay, he's this way, he's so
Yeah.
right. No, I'm not. Like I
Yeah.
fuck up. Like I fuck up. The one of the reasons why I'm gonna say that I'm
Yeah.
gonna give them this. One of the reasons why when we got well after we broke up the first time we talked to you guys about after that she went through my phone and she saw that I was during our breakup I was talking to my ex Brazilian uh lady I was dating and I was talking to her not while we were together. I was talking to her though while we were separate, and but I was still talking to her. And when she found that, I was like, "Look, yeah, I was talking to her. My bad. You know what I'm saying? I fucked that up. That's my fault." But and I called her. I called. I messaged her immediately. How I was messaging her. I messaged her immediately and said, "Hey, I fell in love with someone. We can't talk anymore, and I haven't talked to her since." Right? Like, yeah, that happened. I wasn't talking to her while we were together. No, while we were like when I was with her, I was with her. But I did when we split up, I did reach back out to her and we did talk for a second. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I think we broken up, and then I realized no, we're gonna get back together. But I didn't close it off, if you will. Not to say I was gonna reach out to her while we were together because I wasn't. That being said, we all go through shit. We all do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like we sitting here like like nah, again, because she's monogamous, I come from an open relationship. If I was in an open relationship with her, I would have told her like, "Yo, yeah, I did talk with her, but I know how she is. She's still very much so like you're mine. Don't talk to nobody. Don't engage any other woman because she's monogamous with that control monogamous. That's the background she came from. So she'll grow out of that and she'll grow out of that soon. She already has to a degree. I'm not saying I'm doing that to talk to other women. I'm saying just that control factor. Even if I say hi to the chick, I don't need her looking at me like you say hi, like because that's how she is. It's like nah, stop that shit because it ain't that serious. Because she talks to guys, I don't give a fuck. Because she should talk to guys. Because again, we're humans, and I know who she is to me. And her talking to someone else doesn't belittle by any means who the fuck I am as a man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've said this right, and you know that like it is what it is. I'm saying it's easy for me to be who I am because I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I'm not. That's why I say when I say I'm not perfect, yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to say act like I'm perfect. I'm saying I showed the if I'm talking to these people who I don't know who are listening to this and they comment, cool. If I'm talking to you one on one, or if I'm talking to a young man right here or a young woman, I keep it a buck. I keep it the same.
Mhm.
But I always tell you, keep the same energy. Right. That's why I say for me, like you said, life is simple. Keep the same energy. It's only complicated when you're trying to do something, you're trying to say something different or trying to show something that's not real.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Reason why I do well with fitness and shit and wellness and traveling is because I don't front. If I say this right here, I'll say it into your face. If you say you don't like that, I said this to you guys before. If you leave comments, if she posts this on her platform and Iran, if I see you on the street, you probably won't cuss me out if in Arabic or Farsi because because you just wouldn't do that if I saw you on the street and the man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Keep the same energy. But that's why I don't care about what you say on this platform because I know you're not gonna keep the same energy. And if you do on the street, I'll see you. It
Yeah.
is what it is. But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is I like this because it's simple to me. I am who I am. You don't like it, cool. I'm not. I You didn't make me. You ain't gonna break me. You ain't. All that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you support me, cool. That means you rock with how we vibe. You my motherfucker. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I rather those who are not my motherfuckers, cool. You know what I'm saying? Not our people. That's how it should be. So it's easy for me to talk.
So we're just here to tell you guys we're back together. But now it's different, different actually uh
It's it's
perspective we
it's
have.
the same. At the end of the day, when I
We
first touched you, I knew I was gonna be with you, and it's just we working through the process.
Yeah, yeah. We are 2%. We want to share our experience, what's going on, and we are happy for this. Ask a question, share your experience. If you had breakup, please write why you break up, write for us and help us to know what we can talk about it to another podcast.
Yeah, leave comments, please. We're here for you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining and being part of To Me to You. And we will talk to you guys again soon. All right.